So this is a follow-up. We covered his AI art video on Dumbfeck Friday. So if you're interested in that, please go and watch that video. We spent a lot of time like analyzing we didn't spend a lot of time analyzing his art output, but what we did was we were analyzing his process and like why he was doing what he was doing. And why he values AI art, and we were kind of critiquing that a little bit. So I recommend checking that out. But what we didn't cover was his response to people being like, no. Because people weren't buying it. He was getting pretty lampooned in the comment section, probably to the surprise of nobody. But this was his response. I don't know. There's something special about Shad Twitter posts. They're always like, I don't know, I've covered like 3 or 4 of them at this point, and they're always like so long-winded. This post is triggering so many people. Hey, Ninja. They really hate that I unapologetically love AI art and that I try to help artists adapt to this new reality and technology. Okay, the thing is it's not exactly a reality yet. I mean, that's what the writer's strike was about, and the writers won. So I think that's maybe putting the cart before the horse there. It also doesn't help that people are calling it AI when what it actually is machine learning. And for anybody who doesn't understand, or doesn't know, I guess, my position on AI art, I don't really have a problem with the output. I have a problem with the input. I have a problem with what you're filling the box with. And one of the issues that AI or machine learning art has is that it is stuck in a box. It will never be able to produce anything out of that box. And so it's based on what you put in it. And then it's going to grab bag out of it. And as you grab bag out of it and post you ask it for something, it reaches in, and asking for something narrows the randomness of what it can pull out. And so when it pulls out and you put together whatever you want to put together and then you post it online, when it reaches into the bag is scraping the internet. Every time you post your AI art, that now gets added into the grab bag. And so because that is now in the grab bag, AI art is now scraping AI art to get what you're trying to ask it for. And so it ends up just deteriorating over an amount of time. If you're not careful about what you put in the box, right, in the grab bag. And so because the problem with machine learning is about what you put in, it's not art, it's pictures. Yeah, that's a decent way to put it as well. It's like a AI collage, I guess, would be a way to put it. If you're not careful about what you put in the bag, and that making sure what you've put in the bag you've gotten through legitimate means and legitimate sources, you're gonna run into trouble, right? And the amount of art that it would take to train an AI on only a singular artist's work is just nigh impossible. So AI art is not going anywhere, and crying about it, dogpiling my posts, saying vile and hateful things to me, will do nothing to stop AI or art, or stop me from loving it, having the time of my life creating awesome art, and trying to help and share a message of hope about this technology. Your message of hope, though, isn't really a message of hope. It's more like a shut the fuck up and accept it. I'm better than you, neener, neener, neener. And it's kind of bizarre. Like, one of the AI, in the video we watched, one of the tags he used for AI art was Supergirl. Because he was making Supergirl. And I'm like, I feel like if you have to put in Supergirl and then scrape all of the pictures of Supergirl just to get a Supergirl that you want to stick your wife's face on, like, I feel like you're going through a lot of steps here. I've addressed all the claims and criticisms about AI art in several in-depth videos. That it's theft, it is not. Yes, it is. I've gone over before, but did you... One of the things that he said was in his video, when we covered this again more in depth on Friday, is that he had a hand and did a lot to make his art come out the way it is by like cutting and pasting and moving stuff around, yada 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 yada. And I was like, okay, that's fine. You definitely clicked buttons. You had input on your work, but you know who had more input on your work? The people who programmed the AI and the artists whose art and the digital artist, hand-drawn artists, photographers, the people whose art you put in the grab bag to pull out of had more of an impact on your art than you did. If it wasn't theft and you weren't taking art from other people, then you wouldn't have an AI bot in the first place, because the AI would not be able to recognize Supergirl. An AI wouldn't be able to recognize a tag called masterpiece. An AI wouldn't be, because like, what is it referencing? It's not you. So what is it? Somebody's work that they didn't agree to put there? Oh, well, then there you go. It's stolen at that point. That it requires no skill. It does. That's a matter of perspective. That's relative. That's debatable. That it's going to destroy art. It won't. I agree. It won't. It won't destroy art. It doesn't have that kind of capabilities. It's not good enough. Even if it ever got good enough, it's still going to end up in a negative feedback loop. So I don't personally think that AI art is ever going to destroy art. That it looks like crap, it looks amazing. That's subjective. That it isn't art. It is to me and anyone looking at it honestly, and that's all that counts. Define art. What makes something art? Could you not just say the AI was inspired by artists? Kappa. Yeah, I like that idea. The machine learning was inspired. The hate mob know they can't win the argument and can't stop me having a great time with this incredible technology and sharing it with others, so they resort to attacking and dogpiling. I mean, I don't think we did that on Friday. I think we were very analytical about it. I don't think I'm doing that now. Do I think that there's going to be a negative, like a backlash to this? Probably. Is he gonna get the ass end of a whooping on the internet from artists that he's claiming are like, I've probably. But the thing is, it's truly amazing how powerless the hate mob is when you just ignore them. That's not entirely wrong. That's like The thing is like, Shad's video describing AI art and how to manipulate and use it, all he described was trial and error. And then that changing keywords mattered, but that he didn't explain which keywords to change and why. Or like, so I'm not convinced that Shad actually understands how the machine learning functions. A special video will be coming out very soon, sharing my love for AI art and how artists can benefit from from this amazing technology, which is the video we watched on Friday. Oh, baby got their first art critique and can't handle it. Oh, I've had art directors give me more scathing notes than this. Hell, my grandmother gave me more scathing comments about my art than this. So here we go. People who nitpick AI art saying it looks like crap contradict the claim that artists should be afraid of AI taking their jobs. No, it doesn't. AI art currently looking like crap doesn't mean it's always going to look like crap, so that just doesn't make any sense. If it's trash, they have nothing to worry about. Who would want to buy trash? But the truth is, we all know that regardless of the nitpicking, this image looks incredible. Bracket, seriously, I'm in awe of how this technology can enable anyone to make amazing art. End bracket. And the hate it's receiving is not because of its overall quality, but because of fear and bias. They would be praising the exact same image if it had been made by hand, and we all know it. Who is they? Like, this is one of those situations where it's like, if you've got artists, like professional artists, giving you critique on a piece of work versus like somebody, hey, I just started my art journey and this is what I made, people would probably be a lot more accepting, right? There's a really, really big difference between, like, people who are going to give you a critique based on, like, anatomy when you make a claim, like he did in his video, that he's got a good eye for anatomy. Also, when anti-AI artists crap on my AI art, they prove my point. They, as artists, are using their knowledge and talent to see the flaws in AI art, and therefore prove that having artistic ability would enable them to make even better AI art than me, because I am not the most talented artist in the world. But the critique is that you're already trying to utilize their abilities and their knowledge to make your art in the first place without their permission or commission. So you're already taking their skills and trying to apply them, and they're telling you that your application is bad. But my artistic ability helps me make better AI art than those without it. I guess that would apply to anything that somebody who knows how to do lighting and composition would know better about lighting and composition than somebody who doesn't. But so what? This is the truth. The most talented artist can easily compete with most AI art because it still has significant limitations. They shouldn't have to, though, because the AI is using their art in the first place to even be capable of what it's doing. This is what I mean by it's just a negative feedback loop. If these artists didn't exist and didn't make their art available, then the machine learning wouldn't have anything in the grab bag to pull out when you asked it for something. And only artistically and technically talented people can overcome them more easily. Thus, artists will be able to make the best AI art, and those that use it to enhance their work output speed and so much more have nothing to fear. Do you guys think you guys want me to download Midjourney and throw like some of my art into it and see if putting like an AI filter over top of it makes any of it any better? We'll find like a decent piece that I've done that's like completed and done, and we'll just for funsies throw it into Midjourney and see what fucking pops out. That could be fun. No? If AI art replaces other art in the market, it won't be from AI, it will be from other artists using AI. But using AI entails taking art from the other artists. So your point is moot. Oh, and these are the notes that they got. So his lighting is bad and off. These are actually really good and useful notes. So if the light source is the sun behind, why would you be getting reflection from the other side, right? You wouldn't have lighting here. You would have rim lighting here. The lighting wouldn't be coming from here. It would be coming from underneath, right? You wouldn't have this or this or these. This is actually very useful. Like, you'd think he would take this on board for his what he claims is his understanding as an artist. These are actually very useful notes. This is not how lighting on a nose works, by the way, at all. Like, at all. Bad layout. Why does she have a five head, like the size of her head? Hold on, I'm gonna open this in another tab because this is kind of funny. I wasn't very critical about the art itself. Did she have a stroke? Fabric doesn't shine like this. That's true. Like, what is this made out of? Is this supposed to be fabric, or is this supposed to be some other material? And if so, what material? It kind of looks like rubber. Elbows are too high. Yes. Here and here. They should be down here. Cuffs look different. Yep, these are both different styles of things. Arm casually bends. it's curving here. Capes don't do this. This is true. This is all accurate. These are really good notes. Where is her pelvis? Where is the pleating in the skirt? Yeah, the pleating in the skirt disappears between here and here. No. Just no for the hand. What is this? Not how fabric contours. How is the sun behind her? Legs are not proportioned. Calves don't bend like this. Death beam. Hi, good to see you. Are you scared of feet? Me too. I don't know if any of you out there have done collarbone off center. Yeah, it should be over here. Hair randomly cuts out. Yeah. Like these notes are correct. Like these are very good, very detailed notes, and he should be taking these on board if he's not so defensive about his position on, stealing other people's shit. But like as an artist, especially as like a growing and learning artist, sometimes you can get nervous about trying new things or testing things out or screwing up a picture. If you have a grab bag, the bag begins empty. There's nothing in it, right? You have a machine that can reach into the bag and pull something out at random, right? But the bag is empty. You have to put stuff in the bag to be taken out. What do you put in the bag and where did you get it from? That's the problematic part when it comes to machine learning, is you have to have a large amount of information for the prompts to function, which are then limiting that randomness, right? So you have to know what... No. References are something different, because the AI art is not referencing anything. The AI art is taking literal thing and applying it. It's not referencing anything. If you were to AI generate a reference for yourself. So you're like, okay, I want to draw a flower with a pumpkin head that's kind of got a skeleton figure on the outside, right? You could type that into an AI and generate something and then use that as a reference to create your own art. However, first off, I would not recommend doing that. The main reason I would not recommend doing that is because AI art is unreliable for consistency and for being accurate. So what you would likely want to do is your references would be, you would go get a picture of a pumpkin, right? You'd throw that in there, and then you go pick whatever flower you wanted and throw that in there, and then you'd go take a skeleton of whatever skeleton you want it to be, and you would take that and you put all of these together, and if you really wanted to, you could like cut them out of whatever background they're in and plop them all on top of each other, and that would be how you would build your reference, right? Whereas AI art is not looking at a reference and then providing you something. It is literally taking 1, 2, 3, 4 grabs out of the bag and slapping them together, right? And this is irregardless of perception, and this is irregardless of personal biases, and this is irregardless of like your personal experience, because all of those things come into play when you're even picking out references to begin with. So if I go, I need to draw a pumpkin, I'm going to pick a different pumpkin reference than you're going to pick, right? I'm going to pick a different flower than you're going to pick. And the lighting's going to be different. All of that plays into using something as a reference initially. And because even if you try to copy it, you're still going to have biases in how you're going about that and what you end up producing. Even the people who are the best plagiarists throughout history for art still have tells, so you can tell that it wasn't the original artist that did it, right? Because even they brought in their biases, they brought in their techniques, they brought in this, that, and the other thing. Now, plagiarism is still, like, frowned upon. Like, you still shouldn't, like, just literally copy other people's shit. That's not cool, Don't do that kind of stuff. I think referencing is a great thing to do. I'm not even against tracing. I think tracing is great. Just don't try to pretend it was like just your creation and your work. Tracing is a great way to learn. So, thank you for redeeming the stretch. Ugh. But that's my take on it. Like I said, I don't care about the output. I care about like how the bag was put together in the first place. That's more my issue.